here.
This is awkward.
It is very awkward, but it's better than doing it at work. And I get shit done there. Okay. For over 2,000 years, welding has been a part of everybody's life. You use it from driving cars to little jewelry boxes, hammers, tools, everything. It's been done for like that for 2,000 years at least. Most people think welding is just joining two pieces of metal together, but other people consider it art. You can do many sculptures, multiple things from buildings to little trinkets. You can do it. Welding was first discovered in like 2,000 years ago in the Middle Ages. The first example ever found was little golden jewelry boxes that were forge welded, or they called it pressure welding back then. You hit a piece of metal enough times against another piece of metal while it's hot, it's going to forge itself together to make a brand new piece. Nothing for welding was changed from the Middle Ages to roughly around 1900. In 1900, shielded metal arc welding or stick welding was discovered or invented, where you take a piece of metal, an electrode, it's covered in flux to protect the weld from the atmosphere, and dragged along the pieces of metal together. This was the welding style of choice for the next 50 years. At the end of World War I, a company was formed called AWS, American Welding Society. Their whole goal was the advancement of welding technology. In 1930, the shipbuilders came up with a welding method. It's called stud welding. They take a stud, piece of metal, place it against another piece of metal, and the arc would form between them, fusing them together. This was later replaced with submerged arc welding. In 1940, a guy named Russell Meredith came up with what is now called tungsten inert gas, or Healy arc. It's a cleaner way to weld than stick welding. It involves using a piece of metal called tungsten, and it creates an arc between the tungsten and the base metal, and you use filler rod to fill in and fuse the metal together. That process is still used today. 1960, a lot of welding processes were invented: dual shield, inner shield, electroslag welding. Electroslag welding is a single pass, high output welding for very thick materials, ships, plates, 1 inch thick or more. Also, plasma arc was invented, very similar to Healy arc or TIG, but it doesn't have to use tungsten. Electron beam welding was discovered as well, and is still used today in the aerospace industry. Electron beam welding is high velocity electron put in two pieces of metal, which cause them to fuse. From 1960 until now, all processes have been used. They're still in use today. The most recent has been laser welding and friction welding. Laser welding is high heat lasers that fuse the metals together. It's used in manufacturing for high output, high demand materials. Friction welding is taking two pieces together, say on a lathe or something, and spinning them very fast together. The heat and the friction of it will cause them to come together. The future, I'm looking forward to what the future holds for the processes. They'll always come up with faster, better ways to do it. The trades now have been dying out. Welding is one of the trades that have been dying. Hopefully it doesn't die out too soon. It's one of the lost arts that has been around for 2,000 plus years, and I can see it being around for another good while. Thank you.
Well, I see you say it's
I'm gonna go shoot myself.